Hey y'all, Corey here from Ensemble Texas, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you how to make an immunity boosting fire cider using the peppers from the Texas native plant Chili Pequin. And so this very simple, easy recipe here today is thanks to the folks who put together this book, Foraging Texas. That's Eric Knight and Stacy Copland. And so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup fresh ginger, a 1/4 cup fresh garlic, and then 2 tablespoons of Chili Pequin, everything chopped up. And so to back this up a little bit, I had to harvest the Chili Pequins from the plants in my yard. And these are extremely hot peppers. And so it's something that should be done with good caution. And I harvested just with my bare hands, but to get the peppers chopped and looking as they do here, I did wear nitrile gloves. And so that may seem like overkill, but I think it's worth exerting that sort of caution just to be safe. So materials here in hand, the folks then say, let's go ahead and get it all into a glass jar with a tight fitting plastic lid. And so plastic lid, glass jar, because there might be some issues with corrosion as we're gonna add some apple cider vinegar on top of everything else there. And so we don't want that to affect a metal lid. And as well, not a plastic container versus glass, for much of the same reason. So glass jar doesn't have to be that big because you're not gonna consume a lot of this, over time. And a plastic tight fitting, ideally lid. This one, is just for a mason jar, or the size of I believe this, just a 16 ounce mason jar here. Just screws right back on. Okay, everything first into the jar. Handling the ginger and garlic, not a problem, obviously. Garlic, gonna make my hands smell for some time, but no big deal. So it's a lot of garlic. Get as much of this as we can. All right. And then last, Chili Pequins, which I do not want to touch with my bare hands. Even the smell is you can kind of tell that it's pretty intense. So get everything in there. The next step, according to the recipe, is to add enough apple cider vinegar on top of everything here to where all the raw ingredients here are covered with about 3 inches of apple cider vinegar. So I'm gonna give this organic raw apple cider vinegar a good shake. Go and add that on top. Okay, so eyeballing, let's see, 1, maybe 2.5. I think once things settle, that would be about 3 inches. Okay, so nothing too complicated here. All they say is to screw on the top and let this then sit unrefrigerated for about 3 weeks, shaking every few days. And then we'll end up straining out this pulp here from the raw ingredients, the chilies, the garlic, and the ginger, and refrigerate it. It should be good to go with a few amendments if we so choose. So let's go ahead and hang out for 3 weeks and check back in. All right, our fire cider sat for a few weeks unrefrigerated. We then strained out the ingredients we added in there to be left with the liquid you see here. Cooled things down, threw it in the refrigerator, and now we're ready to taste it. So the authors of Foraging Texas say they take this fire cider, maybe a tablespoon or so, once every 2 days during cold or flu season. And as well, they make the recommendation if the taste is a bit intense for you that you can add something like raw honey to it. There's not much in here. It's just a little bit of a shot. I've already measured out a tablespoon. So if it tastes anything like it smells, it might be a bit intense, but let's give it a shot. Whew, it's hot. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a fire cider using Chili Pequin that, if you live in South Central Texas like I do, you can forage out of your own yard. If you want to get started with landscaping with Texas native plants, be sure to get our free cheat sheet at ensembletexas.com. That will as well be linked in the description below. All right, y'all, until next time.